What's up to Lion Talk Live? So we love you too, buddy.
What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live, Coach Dan, by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
I love nothing more than watching Lions Talk Live every morning. Woo!
Woo!
Well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm your host once again, Dan Thornton. I want to thank you all for joining us here today. Hey, Lions Talk Live. It is a Sunday with no Detroit Lions football, so you know what? You're probably all going to be chopping at the bit today. Watch some other NFL games. Who knows? Maybe go out and work on the yard or whatever it may be. You're going to be looking for things to fill up your time. Apparently, when we're talking about time, and funny you mention it, Brad Holmes has been filling up his time by making phone calls to multiple other teams. This is going to come from our friends at a couple different national media publications. We do have A to Z Sports on this one. We do have Sports Not on this one. We do have Newsweek on this one. So today's show, we're going to do it a little bit different. We're going to incorporate the main topic of the day into the 5 headlines now. That way, maybe people that don't want to wait as long to get into the main topic, you know what? I got good news. We're going to get into it just momentarily. Real quick, before we get into the 5 headlines now, which are going to be a part of the main topic of the day, if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. Making that march for 15,400, and we are 62 subs away from that. So if you can help out with that, I would be thankful. Also, while you're hitting that subscribe button, don't be afraid to reach on over, hit the thumbs up button, the like button, hit all the buttons. We try to get every episode of the show between 200, 300, 400 or more thumbs up or likes. Last, but most certainly never least, if you are considering buying or selling property anywhere in the great state of Michigan, go ahead and give me a call or shoot me a text. You see the number on your screen. Been a realtor for over 30 years, 269-998-2384. Have a conversation, see what I can do to make the process a whole lot easier for you while saving you some hassle, saving you some stress, saving you some money. Go from there. All right, all that done, said, out of the way. Let's get the show rocking, rolling, going, kicking off with 5 headlines now. All right, like I said, 5 headlines now today. We're going to be doing it a little bit differently just because this is going to incorporate into the main topic of the day. Wanted to just try to do that, make it easier for you. So without further ado, let's dive into that. Lions have been making calls looking to trade for a position everyone wants them to trade for. A to Z Sports, Mike Payton with this one. Again, this is going to be the bulk of the 5 headlines now is multiple different outlets. We mentioned this in a video yesterday and I think earlier in the week, but Sports Not, Mike Payton, he covers the NFL for a living, and this is all he does. He's kind of like a Terminator, just getting after one thing over and over. Edge rushers, the Lions are trying to make potential trades for, and this is according to Mike Payton, not me, so some of the knuckleheads in the comment section, remember, I'm reporting their news. Kayvon Thibodeau from the New York Giants, Jermaine Johnson, New York Jets, Jalen Phillips, we mentioned this yesterday, Miami Dolphins, Bradley Chubb, Miami Dolphins, and Adore Key, Tennessee Titans. All those guys fall one particular group, and you guys get their pass rushers getting after the quarterback. In my opinion, this would be a real change of pace for Brad Holmes if he was to do any of these. Now, Mike Payton says he's got information that the Lions have called about all these guys and some other ones. You're going to see some more here and some of the other topics. Out of all of these, the one that would seem to make the most sense is probably Phillips to me. I just think the asking price isn't going to be egregious. I understand he's basically would be a one-year rental. Maybe you could say the same for Thibodeau or maybe Key, but you guys get it. Most of these guys would be a one-year rental for the Detroit Lions this year. They wouldn't be long-term plays unless something really unforeseen happened with the team. Thibodeau is possible, I think, but also a guy who's coming up near the end of his rookie deal. He hasn't been bad in his NFL career. He hasn't been great. He's been somewhere in the middle, but I do think from a pass rush standpoint, he would be a bit of an upgrade, and you could probably even argue most of these guys just from a pure getting after the quarterback standpoint, adding more agility, more athleticism, more speed to the defensive end spot opposite Aiden Hutchinson. All these guys would fit that bill. Would the Lions, will Brad Holmes give up enough to get him? I think Thibodeau is going to be a little bit higher cost. I think Chubb's cost would be down a little bit just because of his contract, demands, etc. Phillips, I don't think is going to cost much. Maybe Key wouldn't be too bad either. Johnson, I don't know. I have mixed thoughts on him. All right, next to the 5 glorious headlines out. Trey Hendrickson's future with Bengals takes unexpected turn. Sports Not, the story by Mike Higgins. Like we put it in the thumbnail. For those watching, here's the deal. Brad Holmes made a call to the Bengals about acquiring the star pass rushing current sack leader in the NFL from the past 2 years. The unexpected part is, and we don't know the full story here, but Trey Hendrickson, the quote is, he's not available at this time. Bengals all-pro pass rusher is drawing attention from around the league, with the 49ers, Detroit Lions showing the most interest. And this is coming from our friends over at Sports Not and Matt Higgins writing this story. He's saying that all teams currently, including Lions, have been turned down in these trade negotiations. Could it be, man, the Bengals pulled off an unexpected win? I think most would agree that this week, Thursday. So at 3-4, I guess they're still in the playoff hunt. Maybe they want to try to push forward. If that's the case, I totally get it why a team wouldn't want to trade one of their best players, let alone their best defensive players from the team. Because if you really are going to push for the division or just to make the playoffs, you're going to want Trey Hendrickson out there. That also being said, Trey Hendrickson has made it abundantly clear repeatedly in the last year or two that he does not want to remain with the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, with all that also being said, I think every Lions fan on planet Earth understands every pass rusher in the last 2 years in the league has used the Lions as kind of a decoy, a ploy to get a new contract, a new bag of cash. Could Hendrickson be doing the same thing by using potential trade with the Detroit Lions as an opportunity to renegotiate a contract and get a longer-term deal for the Cincinnati Bengals? I don't think any of us would be surprised if that's the case. But at least we know right now from 2 different reports, Brad Holmes is indeed trying to make moves. To what level? That's the thing nobody can answer. Is he just kicking tires? Is he just making calls? Or is he legitimately trying to acquire one of these guys? That's something you, me, and nobody else out there knows unless you're in the Detroit Lions front offices. Because who knows? Maybe Brad Holmes is being legitimate with these moves, or maybe he's just testing the waters. We'll have to wait and see for sure. All right, next to the 5 glorious headlines now. NFL team willing to part with all but 2 players ahead of trade deadline. Newsweek story by Michael Gallagher. Here's another one tied to the Detroit Lions. It does sound like the Detroit Lions have made calls to the Tennessee Titans, and Tennessee Titans have told Detroit Lions, amongst other teams, they are willing to part with anybody on the team outside of Cam Ward and one other player. The other player, I believe, is Justin Simmons, the defensive end or tackle for them. So, when you look at this team, the Titans, who would the Lions be calling about? That part I don't know, and there's no specifics given in the story. I've tried to reach out to some other people this morning. Unfortunately, it's a Sunday when the Lions don't play. I haven't gotten any responses from people that may have some more sensitive information in Detroit sports. What we do know is this is the 3rd straight story to start this morning that Lions have called this team, that team about players. Now, some of the players, obviously with the other reports, are fairly obvious. With the Titans are a dumpster fire. I think everybody who's across the NFL understands it. They're just not going to be horribly competitive this year or maybe the next upcoming year, or maybe even 2 years from now. So they're trying to get rid of contracts. They're trying to acquire draft capital. Totally makes sense, right? But if you're the Detroit Lions, who are you trying to get from them? That's, I think, the interesting part. You're not trying to get their draft picks. They're not going to swap picks with you for something. But they are making it very clear, the Titans, that everybody outside 2 guys are up for sale. If you're the Brad Holmes and you get something cheap, what are you trying to get from them? It would be interesting to see your guys' thoughts on that. All right, non-trade talk here. 3 burning questions. How will the Lions handle the blitz and short-handed secondary? By Ben Raven of MLive.com. It should be Ben Raven, but hey, sometimes miscues happen. Anyway, for those who don't know, when it comes to the Detroit Lions secondary, Kirby Joseph is going to be out. In fact, I even had it queued up here with a little slide for you guys as far as the updated injury report, but let's see if I can re-queue it here. All right, there you go. So if you didn't know by now, Kirby Joseph is officially going to be out of Monday night's game. Vontae Maddox out. Sion Vaki once again out. Terrion Arnold out. Detroit Lions will be featuring a totally new secondary than what you saw in Green Bay to start the season. With that also being said, the Lions are going to have to be sensitive how they're going to try to handle that, cover for that, and does that affect anything on the offensive side of the ball? Last week, Kansas City saw that we try to pound the ball a whole lot more, control the clock. Is that what they'll do once again? Well, Ben Raven's got 3 burning questions how you'll handle it, and that is probably one of the biggest questions to all Lions fans. What might be the starting secondary for this week? I don't know. I guess we're going to have to wait and see. You could speculate at best right now who's going to get moved around. Thomas Harper will take over potentially for Joseph, the all-pro safety, who's going to miss at least this game. For the last week or two, Duke Crew and everybody watching have talked about that. Would this be an ideal opportunity to get Kirby Joseph more or less 3 weeks off to rest that knee? And it seems like that's what the coaching staff's going to do. As far as the other safety spot, it could be Eric Hallett II to take over there, and then Jermaine Robinson going into one of the cornerback spots along with Meek Robinson and Raquel Singh filling out the other ones. This is speculation. We'll have to wait and see, but that's probably going to be good money spent if you're going to bet on who's going to start and where for us. We'll have to wait and see, though, of course, for Monday Night Football. All right, last of the 5 headlines now. Why the Buccaneers must watch these 3 Detroit Lions players. SI.com's Chris Helbone with this one. If there's just 3 Lions to watch, then you know what? The Bucs are probably doing a pretty good job with things. But the biggest one out there, number 1 on the list, he's familiar with Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield has talked eloquently about him throughout the week, trying to get ready for this game. And that's going to be probably not a big surprise to anyone. Aiden Hutchinson. Hutch has had typically very good games against the Buccaneers. Remember last year before he got injured, he had like 4,000 sacks in the first half and went on just to have a monster game. Unfortunately, the Lions lost at Ford Field, but you know what? This might be another game where he has a big opportunity for more. Another person to watch, according to Bucs Wire and SI.com, Gibbs. Last year had a pretty good game against them. They're expecting he's just a matchup problem for the Buccaneers. Dave Montgomery, I think, should also be thrown in this story, although he's not a part of this story. Why is that? Well, we all know that he did not get many carries against Kansas City last week. I'm going to guess the Lions coaching staff are going to try to make that right this week and get back to a more split backfield with them as far as, amount of carries and shares per guy. Both guys are dangerous. Gibbs has offered them some problems, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers problems in the past. We'll see what shakes out. Last one on the list, Amon-Ra St. Brown. If you go by the last few times these 2 teams have played, they have not done a good job, the Buccaneers, of stopping Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's probably good news for the Detroit Lions. Are they going to throw more coverage his way to try to slow down the all-world wide receiver? If they do, I think it's a dangerous formula for the Bucs defense, because now you're opening up, Sam Laporta is having a phenomenal start to the season. Jameis Williams, he hasn't quite put up the numbers most of us anticipated going into the season, but that doesn't mean he hasn't been effective. And again, you'll be playing with some fire in that regards. We'll have to wait and see what the Bucs do to stop Hutch, stop Gibbs, Montgomery, and St. Brown. But I do anticipate, as the story illustrates, that they're going to try to come in and focus on those 3 and go from there. All right, that's it for the 5 headlines now this morning. Hey, like I said, we're going to be a little bit shorter show. As far as anything else, you guys let me know in the comments section if you want to talk about something else. But otherwise, let's get over to you guys. What are your guys' thoughts about Brad Holmes? You got 3 different national media reports all saying the same thing. Brad Holmes is making calls, trying to test waters at the very least about trying to gain some potential players. If he did make a move or 2, this would be vastly different than what we've seen the 4 prior seasons with Brad Holmes in this Detroit Lions front office. Last year, most of us agree, Zadarius Smith was acquired for one reason. The Lions had nothing left, and they were trying to make a push in the playoffs. Still went 15-2. Zadarius Smith, as we all know, probably left here last year when he got cut and said, hey, I'm about the end of my career, and he has retired. As far as prior seasons of that, we know that Brad Holmes has admitted once the season was over, he did try to acquire this guy, that guy, etc. It does seem kind of similar to that. He didn't make moves in the past. Will he make moves this year? That'll be the big thing we'll all be speculating on. All right, let's go ahead and get over to you guys in the Duke Crew comment section. And let me scroll to the top of the screen. Michael D. Greetings, salutations, Coach Dan, the Duke Crew, exclamation point, one pride. Oh, yeah, I'll take that. JDC, morning all, and back at you. Any more? Good morning, Coach Dan of the Duke Crew. What a team. What a podcast, exclamation point. What a time to be a Lions fan. Woo! And good morning. Johnny L, good morning, folks. Hey, we're all being very pleasant this morning. Jameer, can't wait until Monday to go watch us beat the Bucks. I'm all for that, man. And I know a bunch of you guys are going to the game. I'm going to be watching the game. I'll try to broadcast. I'm going to go out and try to get a new digital antenna today, more powerful one. Hopefully take care of the issues we ran in last week. The wife's got me working with her on changing the kitchen countertops, though, so that I'll have to wait for the digital antenna until once that's fully done. We got it halfway done yesterday. All right, any more? Good morning, JDC, Michael D, and Johnny L. Good morning, everybody. Johnny L. So what's Brad up to now? Question mark. And now you know. And knowing is half the battle. Any more? Good morning, Shamir. Johnny L. Good morning to you too, Henry. Big Eddie. Seen this yesterday. Bengals turned down Brad on Trey. I was shocked. Me too. When I read the story late yesterday or early this morning, whenever it was. But Bengals, I guess to a degree, it does make sense. I mean, if you're in the playoff hunt, you're probably going to keep trying to push for it. JDC, morning, Henry. Shamir, did you see AA and I forget Echo? Let's see, else got fined for Sunday night game, but still no Juju and Patrick. Didn't they hate us because they can't be us? To your point, I know a lot of you guys messaged me yesterday. Patrick Holmes got, whatever it was, like a $12,000 fine for taunting. All right, I get it. But I was shocked to see Alex Anzalone got the same fine for unnecessary roughness. If you get an opportunity today, you can see the video of what led to the fine. And I'm just like, all he's doing is tackling. I didn't see anything in that video that made me think, man, this is unnecessary. So why is that, NFL? Boy, I don't know. I guess we'll have to dive into that some other time. Anymore, I know that there are a ton of podcasts saying that Brad is talking about picking up more players and, quote, surprise signings. SP, it's begun. Yeah, speculation's begun. We get it. We got about 2 more weeks of this until the trade deadline passes. The only thing I could say, Henry, is with some of these national medias, reporters, etc., I think it adds more validity that he's making calls. And again, we understand every year he does make calls. Is he actually going to go acquire somebody? My big question with the Titans is who would you try to get from there? You could say K for sure. Is there somebody else? There does seem to be some connective tissue that a lot of these teams have potential pass rushers that the Lions could try to acquire. Johnny L, Big Eddie, what did he offer? That I don't know if anybody knows. Pat, good morning, crew. Back at you, Big Eddie. They didn't say, but Cincinnati said Hendrickson was no longer for trade, Johnny L. All right, there you go, Henry Moore. Hey, Pat, Big Eddie, back at you both, or all. Johnny L, thank you, Big Eddie. Jess, Big Eddie, someone had a video on Insta about that. I watched it for a little bit. All right, good to know. Yeah, I don't even know if I have an Instagram. Bo, good morning, Duke Crew, and same to you, France. So the Bengals turned us down is what you are saying, Eddie. That's crazy, question mark. Why would they do that? My guess is, France, just that they feel that they still have a chance. And to be fair, in their division, they still do have a chance. Pat, I don't think we will make a big move with all these players getting healthy. Angs will be back. None of these injuries are season-ending, so if guys are coming back, he won't make a big splash. Yeah, and that, to your point, Pat, and I know we've talked about it before on the show, I don't foresee Brad Holmes, even if he gets uber aggressive, I don't think anybody who's a Lions fan sees him giving up a first or second round pick. It would be probably a lesser round pick or something along that lines. All right, Dave, what is up with the NFL throwing a fine at Anzalone for unnecessary roughness in the KC game? I watched the highlight and was like, what the heck? It's just a tackle. Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. I watched the video and I just don't see anything there that makes me think, man, he was trying to be dirty or overly assertive on the tackle. He barely got the guy down, but, he lost leverage to a certain degree, but he did get him down. All right, let's see. Hookadoo. Good morning, Duke Crew. One pride. That pirate ship is going to sink in a sea of grit! Exclamation point. Oh, yeah. Yeah, as long as you can get the secondary to hold up this game, I think we're going to be pretty good going forward. Robert Yankee, greetings and salutations. Dear crew, Monday will tell a lot about our team's grit. I believe in our team. I believe in what you're believing in. I believe in this team. Drake, I don't either, Pat, but it sounding more and more like Brad is kicking tires. Yeah, at the end of the day, that may be all it is. Pat, he's just window shopping. Could be. Michael D, good morning, Henry. Exclamation point, go Lions, 1,000%. Jess, greetings, salutations, Dooku. I did see that. David, Bing, shake my head. The NFL just doing whatever they want to dip on the Lions. Yeah, and right now, the NFL, I think we all get it. They've had a bad week. National media, and I've talked about it this week, I was surprised that ESPN, amongst others, jumped on them for some of the stuff that happened during the KC game and then the cover-up and then, everything that got exposed. But give the national media some credit. They have actually stood up to the NFL to a certain degree. Has not been a good week for the NFL offices. Look at Johnny L. The grit is with Young Jedi. I'll take that. Robert, maybe Jason can bring out a second Lions ornament and possibly part of the Tree of Destiny. Place it next to his TV. It could be the extra spark the Lions need. Ooh, that's a good thought there. And we'll see if Jason can get the Tree of Destiny up a little early this year. Trey, what's good, everybody? Question mark. Anyone live by the Gun Lake Casino? We live about, 45 minutes away or something like that. Drove that way yesterday and seen a 2-hour wait for Hot and Now. I know that was a big story somewhere over the summers, maybe it was the spring, that the Gun Lake Casino company, or whatever you want to say, tribe, has bought the rights to open up a couple Hot and Nows. They did open up one across from the casino. And, yeah, a bunch of realtor friends of mine and other people that aren't realtors have told me that they drive by and there's like a massive, massive line there. So you're not wrong. People are lining up to go back to Hot Now. Robert, this is an awkward year of destiny. I'll take that. Johnny L, we will win the game. I think you were right. I think we will win Monday night, tomorrow night. Just all right. Susan, hey, Coach, do you do a rooting game for a rooting guide for today? Whatever I'm trying to say. All right, let's tell you what, real quick, pull up NFL scores, and I will give you a rooting guide. I haven't thought about that. Maybe I should have. Sorry, I got focused on other things. All right, let's get into today's games. Rams, Jaguars. Let's go for the Jaguars. Saints, Bears. Hey, you got to root for the Saints, right? Patriots, Titans. I don't care either way. I guess you go with the Patriots just to force the Titans into more selling. Panthers, Jets. Selfishly, I'm going to root for the Jets just because, you know what? Aaron Glenn, try to get him a win here. Raiders, Chiefs. Normally, I would say I don't care, but I'm going to go with the Raiders today just because of everything that happened with the Chiefs game and us last week. Dolphins, Browns. What the heck? I'll go with the Browns. Eagles, Vikings. I'm going to go with the Vikings. Giants, Broncos. Oof, I guess I'll go with the Broncos. I don't know there. Colts, Chargers. Let's go with the Colts. The Coltergeists. Cardinals, Packers. I'm going with the Cardinals all the way. Commanders, Cowboys. Boy, I'm torn on this one. I guess I'll go with the Commanders. I don't know. I guess that's a coin flip game. Falcons, 49ers, I'll go with the Falcons. And then tomorrow, Bucks, Lions. Obviously, I'm going with the Lions. And Texans, Seahawks, I'm going with the Texans. So there's your rooting guide just for you. Hopefully that works out. JDC, Magic 8 Ball says defense wins the big one. I like the way you're thinking. Johnny L, I can't wait for the life of me to understand how the NFL can get away with this stuff. The owners have to get on their butts. Enough is enough. Just... Everybody can have your own thoughts about it. I just don't think they're really interested. What makes them more money? That's probably what the owners are going to go with. At least that's my opinion. Maybe Sheila does something, but the fact that she's been silent this week probably tells you that she feels like she's pushed the envelope as much as she could. All right, Pat, there was something on the news about that trade. Never been to one, but my dad talks all about them. Yeah, is Hot Now. There you go. Hey, morning, Mike. This cup vanished quickly this morning. It happens. Let's see, Steve. So Kirby is out for the Bucks game. He is. Question mark. You nailed that call, Coach. Could get ugly for our secondary. Yeah, just from a coaching standpoint, I know we've talked about it for a few weeks. It makes sense with some of the injured players why you bring Aleem back on a limited basis this week and why you would sit Kirby. That PCL, it's going to take a long time for it to fully heal. You're not going to achieve that in the season, but this is as close to your window of opportunity as possible. You're more or less going to be able to rest it for 3 weeks before they play again against the Minnesota Vikings. Look, you know what I don't about us playing on a Monday night game? Question mark. We have to wait one more day for our incredibly gritty Lions to play. Exclamation point. You know what? Hey, one more day it is. But the good part is you're one day closer to us returning. All right, Tori Apple, morning. Oh, the unknown defense will stop Mayfield tomorrow. Let's hope you are right. Johnny L. How come when I try to make a comment on the breaking news, I can't? You should always be able to make a comment. You're not restricted. I mean, you're obviously a subscriber. Henry, they opened it hot now by Gunlight. They did. When did that happen? I want to say just like in the last month, but don't hold me to that, Henry. Dre Day, Brad Holmes is trolling Lions fans who wanted edge rushers. The secondary is depleted. People crying for a corner, and Brad says, nope, we're good. Get a pass rusher. It's true comedy. Go, Brad, go. Hey, maybe that's – I hadn't thought about that, Trey, but you might be right. Maybe he's just poking fun at the fans. Trey, I don't know anymore. I think recently. Yeah, me too. JDC, Johnny L, question mark, keep trying, never stop, exclamation point. I like the way you're thinking. So Samo Long, I bet Brad offered a 10th round pick. Ooh, he upped the offer. Riley O'Brien, good morning, everyone, exclamation point. Hope everyone has a great Sunday in YouTube, my friend. You're up early, my friend. Look at you. If you don't catch it when it's live, Johnny L, you wouldn't be able to leave a comment. Yeah, if you're not watching it live as it's happening, you would have to leave a comment in the comment section below. Manbear, great and salutations. Same to you, my friend. Always a pleasure having you on the show. Quentin, great and salutations to Crew. And same to you. JDC, tick, 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 ticking away. Johnny L, okay. Dennis, good morning. Dan and Duke Crew. And always a good thing, or a good time to see Dennis in the chat. Lauren, good morning, Duke Crew. And Coach Dan, hey, I got you, man. I got you. Dennis, go Lions. I like the way you're thinking. Lauren, is Kurt Steele in the building yet? I haven't seen him yet, at least not that I'm thinking. Carrie, morning, everyone. And with you, Johnny L. JDC, I never stop trying. Hey, never stop indeed. JDC, woo! Lauren, hit the like button. Hit all the buttons. Yes, thank you for that, Lauren. Mary Smith, good morning, Duke Crew. Happy Sunday. All is good. And same to you, how did the football game go yesterday? I'm assuming that's what it was, a football game. Let us know how the grandchild did. Johnny L, the show is about to start. It is. 5 years ready. Brad might pull a fast one. Let's see if he does. Johnny L, I love it here. We love having you here. Michael D, on my second cup of coffee and having, quote, old-fashioned donuts, end quote, from the Apple Orchard. Oh, yeah, with some exclamation points. Johnny L, sounds great, Michael. Carrie, morning, Queen Mary. UP Pickers, greetings, salutations. Duke Crew and One Pride, go Lions, exclamation points, and good morning to you, Hookadoo. Good morning, Queen Mary. May the land from Mary, the land of grit. There you go. Big D, morning crew, JDC. I am starting a vibrate to the woo coffee. Does it? Hey, well, you probably had some good coffee this morning. Johnny L, good morning, my Queen Mary. Michael D, JDC, laughing. Jim, has the actions of the NFL put Roger Goodell on a banana peel? I don't think so. I know some of you guys messaged me yesterday if Goodell was like in some sort of trouble or whatever. I doubt it. I mean, no offense to anything, but if he hasn't been in trouble in 17 years or whatever it's been since he took over, I doubt, whatever happened against KC is going to change anything. I mean, just wait and see. But when some of you guys messaged me, I did some looking, and I couldn't find anything suggesting that he's in any kind of trouble. All right, Ted, greetings, salutations. Good morning, Duke Crew, and back at you, Ted. JDC, Goodell, go chase win. Maybe he does. Maybe he does that in his spare time. Eric, say good morning, Coach and Duke Crew, and always a pleasure to see you, my friend. Mary, good morning, my Lions Talk Live brothers. This is a quick way because I have a lot of brothers in the chat. Much love. Hope all of you are feeling grit this morning. And back at you, Mary. Hopefully you're having a great and phenomenal morning. Pat, I think the boys are coming out to make a point on Monday night. Yeah, I would agree with you there. That front line, the defense is going to be after the ball. I say 2 turnovers. I like the way you're thinking. I do think the Lions are going to come out with some extra panache in Monday Night Football just because of recent events. Karen, good morning, Coach Dan, and everyone. One Pride, free Brian Branch. There you go. And I agree with you, Karen, 1,000%. Johnny L, good morning, Karen. The Smith, what do you got? Las Vegas, Dan O'Damas would never do that. Laughing out loud, go Lions. I concur. Pat, good morning, Queen Mary. Riley O'Brien, win tomorrow night. That would be huge. I would agree with you. Get into the bye 5-2 with some of these guys resting up. Hey, I'll take it all day. Mary, Pat Rock agreed, especially since they are calling us out about how to attract the punch the ball. Yeah, and, again, to your guys' point, it just seems like everything is uber focused on the Lions. You're going to give a punch-out example, who you mentioned, a Detroit Lion, Jack Campbell. you're going to find Alex Anzalone for unnecessary roughness. And again, if you want, check out the video. He's just making a tackle. I don't see anything unnecessary there, but it just seems like the NFL is kind of going out of the way to focus on the Lions a little bit, especially, I didn't even think about the Brian Branch hit piece video and stuff like that, but you guys get it. All right, anymore. Someone should give Goodell a swirly. We'll see if they do that with an exclamation point. Karen, good morning. Johnny L. Hookadoo, what's the word on when we get Ahmed Hassan back down? So he can re-sign after week 9. So we'll just say week 10, but we do need to give him some time because he's a rookie. He's still going to be healing up to a certain degree, getting his feet back under him. I wouldn't expect him to come out and have 50 sacks his first week back with the Detroit Lions, although if he does that, I think we'll all be okay with that. Dale would have got great salutations about Dan and the Duke crew. If we can get an edge, it would be great. Monday will be a water boy moment for Baker. Lions can do it all night long. I like the way you're thinking there, Dale. 100% there. Joseph C. Feels like I haven't seen it in a minute, Joseph C. Heck yeah, I hope we would get Hendrickson. That would be great. Well, so far they've said no, but doesn't mean people can't change their mind. Okay, I'll help Henry, Joseph C. But I just don't see it when we got to pay Aiden Hudson. Yeah, I would think it would have to be something like a 1-year rental. But maybe Brad's willing to do that. 1-year rental at the right price. JDC, Hookadoo. Week 10, I think you are right. Silver Surfer Mary Smith, right, Mary? It gets difficult. The great everybody one by one. With that said, good morning, everyone. And back at you. Dre Day, week 9 for the Egyptian Magician, Hookadoo. Johnny L, week 10, last I heard, Hookadoo. Mary Smith, Henry, I got something for him, but I don't think he'll like it. Ooh, there you go. Hookadoo, morning, Joseph C. Vincent E. Man, another person we haven't seen hot say it. Good morning, Coach Dan, the Duke crew, and back at you. JD, what up, Coach? Have a blessed day. One love. Ooh, with an exclamation point. And back at you. Hopefully it is a phenomenal day. Mary Smith, Silver Surfer is all smiling in love. JK, Lions defense getting injured again. Familiar story for years. It has been. String theory with the NFL Shield hit that last week, and the NFC leader up for grabs. This Monday Night Football game may be the most watched this season. You're not wrong. You know, the Lions will probably nationally got more attention than to what they normally get because of the KC stuff. And I get it. To your point, they might have some extra eyes on the Monday Night Football game for it. Henry Moore, good morning, Silver. I'll take that. Matthew, is this live? It is live, Matthew. How you doing this morning? Pat, yes, Hookadoo, back at you, Sir, grit, and gotta have grit if you're a Lions fan. Matthew, sweet, never awake now, amazing. Well, hey, welcome on in, my friend. JDC, yep, you are live, Matt. I concur. All right, Henry Moore, morning, Matthew. Matthew, what's this? Gifted 1 Lions Talk Live membership. Hey, thank you for that. Thank you very much. I'll have to look into that, but I appreciate that all the way. And just for that, let's give you something special in return. How about a 1, 2, 3? And there you go, from the bottom of my heart. Appreciate it. Just see. Good morning, Hookadoo, with an exclamation point. Matt's in the house, says Johnny L. The JK. Thank you, Matt King. City Madley. Good morning, Coach Dan, the Duke crew, and all my friends on Lions Talk Live. Good morning, all fans. Go Lions. And back at you. Hopefully having a phenomenal afternoon or early start to, I guess it would be early afternoon. Matthew King, hello, with an exclamation point. And same to you, Hookadoo. Top of the morning, Matthew Grit will win. I like the way you're thinking. Gary. You mean he's starting to see what I've been saying all season long? Oh, glad you finally got off your butt and jumped on my bandwagon. I'll take that, Kerry. Silver Server, Hookadoo, yes, you might get a med back, but it'll still be a very enticing 6th-round pick, physical talent, and a great motor. Somebody who missed big part of training camp, but I'm sure he will study. Yeah, and give him time. I mean, are we all expecting big things on him as a rookie? Maybe it's to a degree, but the reality is it's probably going to take some time to get him up to speed. Johnny O, Matt, what's up with the star? We'll find out. Matthew, grit is our only hope to win, plus Hutch taking over. I think we are going to play on fire, though. I like the way you're thinking 100% there. JDC, you're not dreaming, Matthew. Morning, welcome. My love, Sim Fisher. Good morning, everyone. Exclamation point. Let's go, Lions. Can't wait for Monday Night Football. No, I think we're all pretty fired up for it. I'm so excited to be going back to Ford Field tomorrow night. Exclamation point. Have a great time. Can't wait to feel that electric energy. Yeah, it's probably going to be incredibly electric in there. Matthew, I think the star means I am a top supporter over multiple streams. Hey, there you go. There you go. Good to know. Johnny L. Okay. Full State Farms. Man, talk about somebody I haven't seen it. Say it. Bradley Chubb seems to be the guy Brad is making calls on. Exclamation point. From what I have gathered. It could be, and I get he's got some injury history. He's coming back from injury. He's got a contract. It could be why you could get him pretty cheap, though, too. JDC, Dre 4 rocks, and he rolls. Hookadoo, it will be a wait and see, Silver Server. Joe C, good morning, JK. Burns, we can only win by blowout or in a close game if the NFL allows us to win. Goodell needs to go. I know a lot of people are on that bandwagon about Goodell. I could be wrong. I just don't see him leaving. Let's see, JK, Joe C, hey, man, Kerry. 58 likes. Come on, smash the like button. Yeah, if you guys can, hit the like to subscribe, and thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Silver Server Coach, a question. Who do you think will be the two safeties? How about Thomas Harper as one of them? Could it be? He has not played, badly by any stretch of imagination in the limited amount of time he has played. Who's going to start? I don't know, man. Wait and see. I would almost think Raquel Singh would take over one of the safeties, but that also means you have to have enough faith in one of the other corners to take over one of those spots. Man, we're Silver Server. I don't know. I've got some ideas, but that's all they are, ideas. I don't know anything concrete. Matthew, the blue star badge next to your username in YouTube chats, such as live stream chats or channel comments, typically indicates that you are a channel member of a specific channel. Okay, thank you for that. Let's see. Les Snead would push all in. Hey, I would push all in, but that's my nature. I'm aggressive as a coach and a GM. Magic King, we'll use the stuff out of the try and push. I'll go with that. The Smith, what do you got? Brad will come through for us. I hope you are right, my friend. We want to use the defensive end to solve our back end, I believe. All right. Pierce, at what point do we say skip them picks? That's a great question. Matthew says now. I'd be okay with that. Matthew, Pierce, it's not about the future anymore. No, it's about winning and getting to that Super Bowl. I agree with you there. JDC, I ain't scared. Go Lions with an exclamation point. Burns, that if Brad Holmes' job, if he can find someone to help the right price, cool, but he's not overpaying. He said so himself. I'll go with that. He has said that in the past. Pierce, Matthew, facts. The best help for a secondary is pass rush. Get them faster. Those guys don't have to cover us long. With a golf quarterback everyone loves that isn't a Mahomes, we have to go for a 1-2 year window like the Rams did. Maybe that's what they'll do. Silver Hookadoo, wait and see. I like that in life. Also, be patient, right? Question mark. Man, have we been patient with this team? We have indeed as Lions fans. Just don't see us being able to pay everybody. No, we won't be. That's why I almost wondered, Joseph, if we did acquire somebody, would it be a 1 year rental? Amy, greetings, salutations, ultra fabulous Duke crew, and their illustrious great Coach Dan. Thank you for the kind words, Amy. Exclamation point. Tomorrow, the battle will begin. Hopefully, the refs will stay out of the way. I would assume, but I don't know, the NFL does not want a second straight controversial-filled game with the Detroit Lions. That's not good for anybody. Happens once in a while. You can probably write it off. Hey, the refs had a bad game. Something got missed, whatever. You start doing it 2 or 3 weeks in a row. That looks like a conspiracy that's really hard for anybody to turn down in a way. So let's hope that it's not a part of the game tomorrow night. Have you tried outdoor digital antenna yet, Dan? Yeah, I have one right now. The problem is it's a mid-range one. It's not a bigger range one. And I'm noticing, I probably got to get a bigger range one, like 100 miles, etc. So I'll be heading out today to get one. I've done some looking up to what ones to get, and I'm going to try it out. All right, Johnny L., good morning. Amy Schmier, good morning, Henry. Carrie, I'll play friggin' edge cheap. I'm that upset. I'll go with that. What's some exclamation points? JDC, Silver, Lions fans are virtuous fans, way too virtuous. Could be. Lions do or die. Greetings, salutations, Coach and Duke crew. Our buy comes at a perfect time for a trade deadline. You are not wrong with that. Mary, don't do it, Carrie. All right, Amy, Johnny L., good morning to you with an exclamation point. Matthew, no Bengals need to play one more game. Yeah, let's see if they can lose. Maybe they'll open up some trade opportunities for them. Server, JDC is smiling and okay. Michael, I do believe Brad and Dan, but some help would be nice. Help would be real nice, wouldn't it? Hookadoo, Server, I've been patient since I could first talk with our Lions. Oh, yeah, a lot of us have. Yes, indeed. Matthew King, second round pick for us as a third. Yeah, this is true. JDC, who was think without a fight? Got to have some fight in you if you're a Lions fan. String theory. So the NFL is outlawing the Lions from dislocating the ball and tackling the opposing players. You're going to, to your point, String, it does seem like they've got some sort of agenda going on when it comes to the Lions, right? Server, JDC, I like that interpretation. We are virtuous, exclamation point. Never thought about that. Hey, now you have. Knowing or thinking about it's half the battle. JK, Tales from the crypt when it comes to Goodell talking. All right, they might be right with that. Server Hookadoo. Gary, what do you got? Greetings, Salutations, Coach and Duke Crew. When all these injured players come back, it will be just like we made several trades saying that we still need pass rush. Yeah, could be. Still need some pass rush help. Matthew, if Mike Evans and the rookie wide receiver play, we will have a problem Monday night. But with the scheduling going into our bye at 4-3, wouldn't it be a death for us? No. And it does sound like Mike Williams is going to play. I don't know so much about their rookie, though. JDC, string theory, I would say the NFL uppity ups. It's sitting around and the round table talking about the way to stiff the Lions. Could be they all sit around, yes, to your point, and talk about how to get out of us. Johnny L, are there any snipers for our? Not going there. Dre Day, Johnny L, it would be out of my price range. Okay, Mary Smith, Johnny L, really? Bo, I'm retired, Johnny. Hey, good to know. Thomas, again, because of the physicality and the number of games in the sport, they need 2 bye weeks. I would agree. Add another bye week. After game 6 for half the league, they have the game 7. Then after 12, and then after game 13. We'll see if they do that. I know they've been talking about adding their bye week. They just haven't done it yet. Ted, seems like the NFL has it out for us, but that's okay. We use to it, and grit will get us through. One pride. Let's go, Lions. I like the way you're thinking. Burns, that's the third. Then that third is pretty much a fourth. If we trade our second, we get the first and not picking up until pretty much the fourth. Okay. Ed King, by the way, me thinking we won't win means we will win. I like it. Reverse psychology. Josie, where is Jason? I haven't heard from him or seen him in a while. We have Jason in the comments usually, although I guess which Jason. Amy, 277 watching, only 75 likes. Come on, Duke Crew. It just takes a second. If you can help out. Matthew King, Jets, skip the Chiefs. I'll go with both of those. Michael, rallying around the family with a pocket full of shells. Okay. JDC, Bo was tired once. Now he's retired. Hey, that might be accurate. JK, there's a couple hitmen on the block. Web, Johnny L. JK is skulls. Bo still tired. JDC. Thomas, flying wedges like y'all. Okay. Bucks, Rays, Bolt. Hi. How you doing? Matthew King, Sheila is the only way that we can stand up to them. That is probably accurate. Joe C. Plus, when the Bengals won the other day and made them 3-4, they're not out of it yet. So what? Just don't see them getting rid of Hendrickson. Yeah, and that's probably where I think they're at with things as well. Hookadoo, ain't that the truth, Bo? JDC, same here, Bo. Bucks, Rays, Bolts. Just saw you say Evans and Merrill could go. Let's see if they do. Matthew King, she will never talk publicly against the NFL. She would push hard behind the scenes. Could be what they do. Silver NFL likes to target Detroit? Question mark. I'll take it. There is nothing like wrong adversities to impact the team, make players feel united together. Exclamation point. Just give the roster some health, and that's all we need. Okay. Matthew, Detroit versus everybody. That is accurate. JDC, tried and tired of a lot of BS this world. Okay. Dark, Chiefs, Lions, Super Bowl. It's the logo. It's in the script. I like the way you're thinking. Hassani Madley, Mr. Hookadoo, and Mr. Silver, my son Ahmed Hassan, trying very hard to getting healthy, shape another 3 weeks, and then we'll be up to Mr. Mahomes and Coach Dan to comment in his gentleman agreement. Hey, let's see what they do. Thomas, Broncos are no joke. Exclamation point, Dark Horse. Yeah, that defense is playing very, very well. Dark Cash, one more day of healing is huge. I would agree with that. JK, get rid of Goodell like JFK and Abe Lincoln. I'm not going there. We're going to do great news. Hassani Medley has the grit. I concur. All right, guys, I got to take off a little early today. Sorry I couldn't get through all the comments. If there is breaking news today, I'll get it to you as soon as possible. Otherwise, if you would be so kind before departing, hit the like, hit the subscribe, do something kind for someone you don't know, be a good human being. We'll see you all in the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, everybody.
Excuse me, sir, would you... Donations to the Reverend Moon? Jews for Jesus? Read about Jehovah's Witness? How about Buddhism? Help Jerry's kids? Oh, yeah. Scientology? Or nuclear power?